I must tell you that I feel so blessed and I feel so happy that you thought of associating me. I wonder who ever told you about this, that all my life I have been, talking about how a girl child should be reared and should be reared without any fear, because I find in my counseling experiences that both the father and the mother are unknowingly putting fear in the beginning, in the early infancy years also, let me say that. I feel happy that I am getting a chance to be associated with you on this International Women's Day, because I talk a lot about how to give courage to girls while we are rearing them in our parenting skills, rather than to be giving fearful, slogans to them literally and polluting their minds that they are always born under a very red alert, mode, and that they have always to be fearful and scared of the world outside as well as the world inside the house. They operate from that mode that they are probably on a high alert. They are only on a red alert. Be careful, don't be waiting somewhere for a long time. Be careful, don't be too free talking to any boy. In the train, don't talk to a stranger. In a metro station, don't talk to a stranger. And it's the don't and the don't, with that fear embedded in the look, in the eyesight of the person, who you trust so much, your father, your mother, your brother, that something's going to happen to you. It's a built-in thing that we talk more in terms of don't do this and don't do that, don't go there, don't go here, don't sit here, don't wear this dress, right? And instead, I am quite sure and I am very confident that we can introduce statements in our verbal protocols, in our vocabulary as parents, as grandparents, that we should talk more positively. Do this, you can do it. If we were to put that you can do it, I think the self-concept of a girl would be much better, and subsequently she will radiate more confidence within the family also. So it's a two-way process. If you put confidence in the girl child puts back that confidence in you, that I can do a lot more than what you can ever dream of. I have a 10-year-old girl coming to me for counseling with her parents, and her mother says that I will not send her to school every day, because I am expecting that she will begin to have some very special days like menstruation, and she will not know how to handle them. What is the need of fearing the menstrual days? What is wrong in educating the girl about menstruation and letting her know that this thing can happen, and it happens to all the girls, and it's very healthy. It is very, very healthy. If you talk in a healthy way, the girl also will learn how to look at herself in a more positive way, in a healthier way, than to get into the high alert or the red alert zone. So fear is a learnt response. When you see your mother jumping and shouting at a cockroach or a rat or a lizard, you learn it. And so you see that phobias of this kind run in families. It's just a learnt behavior. Then you see that you find girls, they are able to answer back in the class, but they will not raise their hands and answer a question. We should have positive statements. We should have problem-solving statements rather than problem-staying or problem-expanding statements. We should not make tragic, we should not make pessimistic statements. You can't do this. You look at the do's and don'ts in a woman. The do's are absolutely non-existent. There are don'ts. Don't go down. Don't talk like that. Don't walk like that. Don't be talking to your neighbor. Why? I mean, if there is a very nice debate going on, why? What is wrong in that? The childhood fear training is so common and is so subtle, how it gets embedded into one's circulatory process or thought process, into one's genes and chromosomes, I will say. It gets embedded that when she's working outside, ferociously educated, vehement in her views, but when she sees 10 other boys or men voicing themselves, somewhere she calms down, because that's been her training. I think every girl must realize that she can talk of anything that she feels like, which she has not liked, she should express herself. I think that's the first statement. Say, for example, I've been doing workshops in schools on what is a good touch and bad touch. And in that process, so many little girls of class 3, class 4, class 5 have said, we've never voiced ourselves, that our maid is not good, or our male servant is not good, or uncle, my maternal uncle is not good, or my paternal uncle. What is a good touch and what is a bad touch? We live in that fear. And I think a lot of courage could be made over here. Can I not convert it and say, oh my God, can this happen? All right, do you know how to handle such a situation? Voice yourself. Tell the person, move away and then talk to me. Don't come near me. She can make these positive statements, these determined statements, and she will become a determined person holistically also. Coming from say a bus stop or a taxi stand back home from the school, the mother's going to say, oh, I got late, I don't know what's going to happen. You're showing tension, you're showing anxiety, and you can say, oh, she can come on her own, I'll go and pick her up, but if I'm late, it doesn't matter at all. And I think that gives positivity to the little one, that I can be on my own. I see little girls many times starting to cry at taxi stands and bus stops, Mama has not come. Who taught them to cry on this? Who gave them so much insecurity that they feel helpless and lost? I can come on my own. If we tell this, you can come on your own, though I will be there, but you can also come on your own, I think is a very positive statement. It is a statement full of courage, and it is not a statement that gives you fear. I think when we talk about body image, I think the first thing that parents must learn is to accept the girl child as she is. That's the most important thing that you can do. Because if parents give a negative comment, and if parents give a negative attitude towards the body structure of a girl child, the girl child loses confidence. That's very important. Once she loses confidence, she develops nervousness. Once she develops nervousness, it's very, very likely that she may develop eating disorders. With such issues, I will always say that you're not, I don't love you because you're fat or you're thin or you're good looking or you're ugly or not. To me, you're the most beautiful princess on this earth. I think this gives a lot of confidence to the girl. I think we own that responsibility to create that 50 or 51% of that population more confident, more responsible, more reliable, more constructive. I think when you showed me these cards, I was very impressed. And I'll give you my perspective on them. My perspective is, with all these kind of discussions, parents do understand that, okay, we need to change our vocabulary. But somewhere they are lost. What all we heard is missed out from their span of attention, from their ability to concentrate. So these are the cards that make them so focused. Okay, this is what I need to say. So the learning, from these letters becomes very meaningful and very practical for all practical purposes. These letters, they will keep the parents very focused and they will be pinpointing that, okay, here is it where I need to change. Here is it that I need to make a new input. Let me just say, I have 2 cards with me. Let me just talk about them. I know you've put them in alphabetical order and they go as A, B, C, D. And let me take up randomly the B one over here, and it says B for brave, right? So what does it say? It just shows such a beautiful monster in front of that beautiful little one, and she is standing there defiantly. Yes, what is it? Right? So I think it's very nice. It's phrased as, look into the eyes of what scares you the most. So you're giving a very good direction over here, that whatever you're feared of, whatever you're fearful of, whatever you're phobic of, try and look it into the eyes. I think if I take this E, and where you've written E for equal, it says you are no less than anyone to do what you want. And I think it holds for my personality, for what I stand for. That's very, very important to understand. I have never said that I'm equal to a man. I have never said that. But I have also never said that I fear a man. I have always said what my husband, Professor Broota, what he can do, I can't do. I accept it. But I also say what I can do, he cannot do at all. So I'm equal somewhere, that we are complementary to each other and we are not supplementary to each other. These cards are going to be very helpful. This is very important because they help us remain focused. Each card gives you a message in the campaign on Her Courage Lessons, and if you want these on your WhatsApp, you can give a missed call, and otherwise you can see the site and you can watch the whole set of cards on your own.